Alright everyone, welcome to another Java video. In this video, we're going to be sorting an array. It says after creating a random array of integers, we're going to write a program that can sort it from least to greatest. So in our testing array where we're going to sort, I have some digits of pi. And what we're going to do is just sort it from least to greatest number within this set of values, okay? And the algorithm that we're going to use to sort is called a bubble sort. And bubble sort works as follows, and this is something that you will learn in a future course. We can say that let A be our array and N will be the length of A. We're going to repeat all this code until this variable swap becomes false. It becomes swapped right away. However, we go through a for loop while I is 1 and all 2 and then N minus 1. And we're going to say that, well, if the value at I minus 1 for our array is greater than A at I, we have to swap those values. And since the swap has occurred, we're going to continue to swap and repeat this process because our variable swap has turned true. Once swap never turns true, we can guarantee that our list is indeed sorted. So let's get started. We need a variable called swap. So we're going to have a Boolean variable called swap and set it to true because it says repeat until swapped is false. So that means I'm going to set it to true and kind of create an infinite while loop. And speaking of that, we're going to have our infinite while loop. Okay. And we're going to say that we'll while swapped. While that is true, we're going to repeat all the code. So since we're in here now, swapped has not occurred. So we're going to say that swapped has become false. Okay. And then we're going to go, it says a for I1 and 2 n minus 1. So we can write that like so. We can say int I is equal to 1 semicolon up to n minus 1. So we're going to say I is less than equal to test dot length. And then we're going to increase I by 1 because we're going to go towards that. And that we have set up our for loop. We're including n minus 1. So we're going up to test dot length. And then we're going to say, well, if our test array at location I minus 1 is greater than test dot I. And let's trap that in our bracket. Okay, well, that means we must swap these two values. We must swap these two values. So what we're going to do is say int temporary is going to be equal to test at I. Boom. And then we're going to test that I is going to take the higher value. And we have preserved the original value at test at I. So we're going to say test at I minus 1 is going to be equal to the value of temporary. And since a swap has occurred, we have to set swap back to true like so. Okay. And then we can say system.out.println the result of our test. Then we can go system.out.println our sorted array. Boom. So that is our code. We were following our while loop, our Boolean bubble sort algorithm line by line. And let's see if this works. Okay. Oh, it doesn't like printing an array. So that means that we have to do the following. We're going to say for int I equals 0 and I is less than the test of length I plus and I plus plus. We're just going to print these values individually. So we're going to say system.out.println. We're going to say test at value I. Compile that. All right, now our sorted array, which was 31415926535 originally in this messy, lot of collisions, a lot of repeated number order, becomes 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, and 9 to end it off. And that is our sorted version of a random integer list, okay? So Right now, what we have is the following. We wrote a bubble sort. We get translated this algorithm, which is written in pseudocode, a code that is written in the English language to be readable and to just be expressing an algorithm. And what we did was just try to go line by line and just really translate that into a Java code that we all can understand right now. We're saying while this variable is true, we're going to set it back to false. But if a swap occurs within our for loop, within our for loop, we're going to set the swap back to true so that we can repeat this process over and over and over again. And swap occurs and only occurs if the left value of the current I value is greater than it, because they are in a misplaced location. So we are swapping those two values. And this algorithm was called a bubble sort. And as always, thank you for watching and stay classy.